Hey guys, and welcome back to Rooted Hearts Homestead. I hope you guys can hear me. It's super windy, but I just want to take you along. We are going to butcher our sheep. We went and got them from Grandma and Grandpa's, and they actually were pretty easy to catch. I was not sure how it was going to go. I was able to just put a little grain down and grab Chewy, who is the brown one in here, and I got his halter on. He took it off because that's what he does. And Lammy just followed him right out. No big deal. So we popped him right in here. We just opened this door and I walked through it with Chewy. Lammy followed. They've been hanging out in here for a little bit. Like I said, Chewy took his harness off. Why? Why did you do that? He used to do that too when we would put him on the lead. He'd work his harness off. So it's nothing new, but today's the day. Today is their day to be butchered. I am just so glad that we had the opportunity to raise them and that we're getting to try doing a different type of meat. So we've done rabbit and chicken and turkey and duck and pig, and now we get to try doing lamb. Hey guys, welcome to our not very picture perfect house, but I wanted to show you the next step of what we're doing. So it's the following day from when we went ahead and killed and then cleaned out all the insides and skinned the lambs. It was actually not as hard as I thought it was going to be. You just never know. When you're first doing a process, you have no clue how it's going to be. So I found it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. Now, I was just helping. I was just doing the camera work. Ma'am, you don't need that. Thank you. You're not going to do any of the cutting, no.
Cut off?
Right, we already did some. So Joseph went ahead and dispatched the lambs. We started with what we thought was the bigger one, and it turns out they were actually about the same size. The one was just much wider in the rumen. We did not grab the lambs early enough to have them completely empty in their rumen. So usually you want to not give them any dinner and then butcher them in the morning. Go ahead, kill them, skin them, gut them, and then hang them for 24 hours. But we just needed to get them hung for 24 hours, and that was the time we had. So what we did, we hung them, and now we're going to get them put into their cuts that we're going to have them in. So this is the...
Lammy dead.
Yes, Lammy is dead.
Why?
So that we can have meat.
Pet her.
I know, you liked Lammy and you petted her, and she was a very nice sheep. But now she's going to be some very yummy meat for our bellies. Yeah, very yummy meat for our bellies. Totally lost my train of thought. So what we're going to do now is get all the cuts of lamb that we're looking for. This is actually our Passover lamb, and I'm excited to share this for the Passover feast that we are doing this week at a friend's house. We are excited to share this with the people who will be at our friend's house for the Passover feast.
Mom, Joseph.
Very interrupted video today, but it's Sunday and we're
Lammy's foot.
we're doing things. It's her first time doing butchering, so it's kind of interesting to see how she's handling it and her thoughts on the process. She's a little upset. She's decided it was scary. Yeah, so we're going to get this all pieced out and taken care of. So in doing my research, I found that typically people butcher their Katahdin lambs at 9 months. We should have let ours grow a little bit longer. Now, this works out because of Passover, that about 9 months was right on time, but
They were 90 pounds.
yeah, they were only 90 pounds, and you're typically looking for 120.
120.
Yeah, so
120 or a little higher on lambs.
having something at 120 pounds is better. 90 wasn't bad.
The hanging weight on these was 40 to 45 pounds.
Okay, we did not give them any amount of grain. Mostly what they had was pasture and hay. So,
Which is common for mutton, a little less common for lamb.
right.
Not that uncommon, I guess. A lot of New Zealand lamb is just grass-fed.
Yeah. So, it's a learning situation. I mean, we've never done lamb before. So, this is just what we're finding out and we're sharing with you.
So in this case, the tenderloin, which is where your rack of lamb would come. You know, your rack of lamb, you'd split it right here. French preparation, you'd clean all this meat off, and you'd be left with this tenderloin, which would then be like a standing rib roast or standing rack of lamb. And that could be sliced off and served into portions. Our problem was the tenderloin on this end in particular was very small, you know, about the size of a $50, just because of the age and weight of the lamb. So in this case, we took it off as a tenderloin because it wasn't going to do a whole lot. But there's still some meat here in this rack. Now it's not necessarily, I guess I could go in and cut it off. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll try and take some off and see what happens.
I don't think it's worth your time, though. I think at this
Well,
point...
it would be ground.
Right. Like, we're better picking it and having picked
Yes,
lamb in
most
the
likely.
freezer. We're trying to be incredibly realistic with what we're doing here so that we're not wasting our time. Well, really his time. I say our. I'm just camera person. We're not wasting our time with meat that's not going to be worth it. We want to get the most for what we're doing right now. And like we said before, we probably should have waited another couple months to butcher these guys, but we didn't. So,
I can finally
yeah.
actually use this knife.